In this video, we're going to look at how to spot which version of the reverse chain rule to use. Okay, so I've got a couple of integrals here, and they're both reverse chain rule, but which version is it? So remember the kind of three versions we've got is we've got a technique for integrating stuff when we can see a function to the power of n and then its derivative floating around somewhere. We've got a version where it's e to the power of some stuff and then the derivative of that stuff floating around somewhere. And then we've got a version when it's simply the derivative of a function over a function. So in all three cases, it's a question of spotting a function of a function and its derivative. So what have we got here? Well, tan cubed x sec squared x. So can I spot a derivative lurking? Well, I can, because look, sec squared x is the derivative of tan x. So if I rewrite this as tan x cubed sec squared x dx, it's fairly clear that I've got something in the form f of x to the power of n, and then the derivative over here. So that means that a pretty good guess for my answer here will just be tan x all to the power of 4, because when I differentiate this, I get 4 tan x cubed multiplied by the derivative of tan x, which is sec squared x. So it was a good guess, it's just 4 times too big. So my answer here will simply be 1/4 tan x to the 4, or 1/4 tan to the 4 x plus c. What about this one? Well, e to the cot 2x and then cosec squared 2x. Okay, well, clearly this is an exponential one. And do we have e to the f of x and the derivative of f of x? We do, because the derivative of cot 2x would be minus 2 cosec squared 2x. So it's basically there. My guess here, my guess would be that it is just e to the cot 2x. And when I check, what do I get? Well, I get e to the cot 2x multiplied by the derivative of cot 2x, which is minus 2 cosec squared 2x. So that's perfect, it's just minus 2 times too big. So I'll just divide by minus 2 and get minus 1/2 times my guess, which was e to the cot 2x plus c. So hopefully you get a sense of how we spot which version of reverse chain rule was used. Now a definite integral, and we're going for the integral between 0 and ln 2 of e to the 4x over e to the 4x plus 1. Okay, so since I've sort of got the derivative of a function over a function, I'm going to guess that the answer is just ln of e to the 4x plus 1. When I check this, what do I get? Well, I get the derivative of the function, which is 4e to the 4x over e to the 4x plus 1. And that's good, it's just 4 times too big. So my answer will be 1/4 of what my guess was. So 1/4 ln e to the 4x plus 1. And now I need to sub in my limits. And when I do that, I get 1/4 ln. Now, e to the 4 ln 2. Let's just work out what that is. I'll do that down here. E to the 4 ln 2. Well, e and ln cancel, but only when they're right up against each other. We've got that 4 in the way, so I can use a log rule to bring that up as a power. So that's ln 2 to the 4, and 2 to the 4 is 16, so that's just e to the power of ln 16, and that is 16. So what I've got here is 1/4 ln, and then e to the 4x when x is ln 2 is 16, plus 1, and then I subtract 1/4 ln e to the 0, so that's just 1 plus 1. Okay, so neatened up, what is it? It's 1/4 ln 17 minus 1/4 ln 2. Let's get this as a single log. Factorising out a quarter, I get ln 17 minus ln 2. And overall then we've got 1/4 ln 17 over 2. And that's just using the log rule. Ln A minus ln B is ln A over B. Okay, I hope that's been an enjoyable look through reverse chain rule. We're now going to keep going, exploring all the different integration techniques that you need.